Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, you heard this on all the guitar parts on that track at the beginning of the video, coming to you all the way from Greece. It is the White Whale version 2 from Crazy Tube Circuits. So this is a true spring reverb as well as tremolo in a pedal. Big because you need real estate for those 3 springs that are on the inside. True 3-spring reverb in here. And there's nothing quite like a true spring reverb to get that lo-fi, gooey, ambient sound. I mean, you heard it on the track at the beginning. I was using a ton of the tremolo, a ton of the reverb, maybe too much reverb, but I really wanted you to hear it, so I had the mix up really high. And it's just got such a cool, vibey sound that's unlike anything other than a true spring. So what's different about this version as compared to the version 1? Well, let's start with the reverb side. So that's this side of the pedal over here. They've upgraded the output section. So a true spring reverb back in the 60s, like, you know, you'd see those Fender tube units. They had an amplifier, a tube amp, actually driving the reverb circuit. So they've gone to greater lengths as far as an analog amplifier simulation that's in here to kind of fine-tune that circuit and make it have higher headroom. So make no mistake, when you turn this on, you know, even if you've got the reverb set really subtle, you can enhance your tone and actually boost with the volume control on the reverb section. I mean, it'll kick the crap out of the front end of your amp if you want it to, or you can set it for unity gain or anywhere in between, but you're certainly not going to get like a quieter sound when you turn on the reverb, or, you know, a less powerful sound, which is really cool. You turn on the verb and it kind of ups the ante a little bit. It seems to do something magic like preamping your amplifier. As far as the switch right here, you got a long, medium, and short switch. That's controlling the spring. So in the long setting, and that was my favorite, you've got the full 3-spring thing active. It's the most kind of dense and reverby. Go to the medium or short settings, the reverb's less dramatic, shorter in tail, as you might imagine, and just a little bit thinner sounding. A little bit more like what you'd get out of a classic Fender, you know, deluxe reverb amp or something like that. Whereas that long setting gives you more what you would get maybe out of like the old style outboard tube Fender style units. You've also got a dwell control there that'll allow you to control kind of the overall character of the reverb, make it like a little bit more dramatic or a little shorter. Tone control there that fine-tunes the tone of just the reverb signal. That won't affect your dry signal, but you can warm it up or make it real bright and splatty if you want to. Over on the tremolo side, they've added harmonic tremolo. The original had the tube and opto sounds, but not the harmonic sound. So this has harmonic, which is my favorite kind of tremolo. It's that gooey, phasey, almost like vibe meets tremolo effect. So that was heard on the song at the beginning of the video. I love that sound. And then you still got the tube and opto simulations in there. It's a little bit more typical tremolo sound, just more of like a soft or hard on-off, depending on how you set this switch right here. And you can actually pick if you want the tremolo to come before or after the reverb. You got speed and intensity controls there for the tremolo, and then you've also got a separate volume control here for the trem as well, so you don't get any of that kind of volume loss thing that happens with some tremolo effects. Once again, you can boost into the front end of your amp. You can actually overdrive your amp with this tremolo. Now you've also got expression pedal inputs there if you want to hook up an expression to control the trem or the reverb. I didn't do that in this video, but you can do it if you want to control them externally. There's also a remote switch jack there, so if you want to mount this in a like pedal drawer or something like that and switch it via pedal switcher, you can do that and control the pedal remotely. Awesome sounding spring reverb and trem in a pedal. Let's get to some sound examples here. I'm gonna hit the switches, turn the knobs and stuff, show you how I got those sounds on the song at the beginning of the video. For all the parts, I was playing my Blue Sur Classic S into the PT100 channel 1 in a mic'd up speaker cabinet, and I'm just running the pedal right in front of the amplifier, and all the sounds are in mono and everything. Also using a Sur Woodshed compressor, and for the little lead guitar part, I hit a Klon style from Crazy Tube Circuits, actually, the unobtainium pedal. Okay, here we go, White Whale version 2. So for the song that started the video, I'm using a whole bunch of reverb. I got the mix about 3/4 of the way up. I'm using the long setting and the dwell cranked on 10. I got the tone on about half, and I got the volume on about 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And if I put the pedal down, you'll get that classic reverb boing. This sounds like this. Let's try varying the tone control. I'll back it down 3/4 of the way down. So you can warm it up a little bit, make the reverb drop into the background a little bit. Or if you want to really brighten it up, let's take it up. Makes a pretty major difference depending on where you got that tone control set. Let's turn the dwell all the way down and see what that sounds like. less dramatic, obviously, right? I like it up real high. It sounds really good. Let's put the reverb on medium on the switch setting. It's different sounding for sure. Let's try the long setting again. You can hear the little stuff in the background. It's so imperfect, but that's what we love about spring. Here's the short setting. So that's for, you know, if you want like a little bit busier part or something like that, I guess you could have it down in the short setting. I like the long setting. I like the drama of the, you know, high mix, high dwell, long reverb. Sounds cool, but I do like the tone control back a little bit to chill it out just a little bit. Now the volume control is interesting. You can definitely get it to blow up the front of your amp if you want to turn that volume up. I'm liking the volume on about 1 o'clock for what seems like a little apparent boost when I turn on the pedal. Long, high dwell, lots of mix, drama. Okay, so I used a little bit of the harmonic tremolo and kind of doing a very aggressive, like, you know, I got the intensity up around 2 o'clock and kind of a medium fast speed. Sounds super cool. Let's listen to the difference between the harmonic tremolo and then the two other tremolo types. You know, with harmonic, you get just a little bit more of that phase-like quality to it, I think. You know, and I've got it set for the hard setting here, I think, right now as well. Let's listen. Boom. Let's listen to the difference between the soft and the hard setting. You know, just a little bit more dramatic in the hard setting. The soft setting, it's got a little softer, rounded edges to it. And then, of course, you can control the trem and the reverb by expression if you want to. I'm not doing that in my video. I'm just cutting these different parts and setting the sounds, you know, different as I do. But anyways, sounds really great. One of the other things you can do is place the tremolo either before or after the reverb, and which has a more diffuse or a more defined sound. Slightly different, you know, it just depends on where you want it. So another thing is that the tremolo has volume control as well. With a lot of tremolo effects, you turn them on, it seems like the apparent volume drops and you lose a little bit of punch going into the amp. But with this one, you can actually drive harder into your amplifier. I gotta be careful here because I go into a buffer after this. I can actually overdrive with this, I think, because it's got so much output. So if I turn it off, listen to when I turn it on. So it's already boosting a little bit with the volume set up around, you know, 11 o'clock or so. If I boost it up to noon or 1 o'clock, now I can, like, overdrive into my amp. So no problem with this unit getting unity gain into your amplifier and being able to, you know, make sure you got plenty of healthy signal going into the front, even overdrive the front of your tube amp with it. Thanks for watching my video on the White Whale version 2. Just an awesome sounding spring reverb and tremolo pedal. If you're looking for super lo-fi, vibey, 60s style tones, look no further. There's nothing quite like a true spring. It just does that thing. I'm a poet, and I know it. It's just got a certain character to it that's kind of undeniable. It takes you back to that sound, and it's just instantly inspires a certain kind of playing. So for your lo-fi or indie rock or surf band, this is just cool. Check it out further, the link in the video description below, the White Whale version 2 from my friends at Crazy Tube Circuits. Hey, please hit subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. I am Pete Thorn, take care.